In tonight's cover story, what if everything we understood about gun violence was wrong?
That's the provocative question behind a new book from the director of the University of Chicago's Crime Lab. WGN's Mike Lowe reports.
Dorchester Avenue runs through Chicago's South Side for more than 50 blocks. Why is this a significant street in the city of Chicago?
Yeah, so here we are at Dorchester and 71st. Easy Tree Recycling is right behind you. But when you actually look at what most shootings are in Chicago.
University of Chicago behavioral economist Jens Ludwig says this section of the street is a study in what we don't understand about gun violence.
Right behind you is the neighborhood of Greater Grand Crossing. Right behind me on the other side of Dorchester is South Shore. Conventional wisdom says that both neighborhoods should have identical gun violence rates, right?
In the sense that the socioeconomic, racial makeup is basically identical.
Exactly. Socioeconomic and racial makeup is almost identical. They're served by exactly the same court system and prison system and jails. They have exactly the same gun laws, west of Dorchester and east. And yet the shooting rate in Greater Grand Crossing on this side of Dorchester is fully twice as high as it is in South Shore.
What accounts for that disparity? It turns out Greater Grand Crossing has 50% more vacant lots than South Shore and about 20,000 fewer residents. South Shore's more desirable lakefront location means there's more retail, restaurants, and residents.
Gives you lots more eyes on the street.
Eyes on the street, the people who may witness and stop disputes before they become deadly crime scenes. Ludwig says social intervention may be the most important factor in reducing violence in the short term. It's an idea that runs contrary to the conventional wisdom that violence reduction is only possible with either harsher legal penalties or stronger social programs.
And what both of those conventional wisdoms get wrong is most shootings are not premeditated. They're not motivated by economic considerations. Most shootings they start with words. They're garden variety arguments. They escalate, go sideways, and they end in tragedy because someone's got a gun.
In fact, 80% of the shootings in Chicago arise from those temporary moments of stress on the street. It's a subject that Ludwig has been researching for years as the director of the University of Chicago's Crime Lab. It's one of the key findings of his new book, Unforgiving Places: The Unexpected Origins of American Gun Violence. What do you mean by unforgiving places?
Well, you know, in some ways, America itself has been constructed as an unforgiving place. We're a country of 330 million people. We have 400 million guns.
But that's not an issue likely to be addressed on a national level. Instead, Ludwig says cities like Chicago must focus on realistic short-term solutions, like using data to send police officers and violence interrupters to the areas most likely to see arguments become shootings, the unforgiving places.
We have to have a holistic approach.
Mayor Brandon Johnson and other leaders have stressed the need for a comprehensive approach to violence that would address education, economics, poverty, policing, the justice system, and the family structure. Do you need to solve every social problem in order to reduce gun violence?
The good news is that you do not have to solve literally every other problem in society to really move the needle on the gun violence problem.
In the book, Ludwig argues small steps like turning vacant lots into parks or teaching skills like impulse control in schools could go a long way in the short term.
I think there's a bunch of things that we can do that are very practical and feasible, don't take a lot of money, and can really make a difference starting like yesterday.
Ludwig says Chicago must begin to see gun violence as a problem to be solved, not a crisis to be tolerated, whether it's on Dorchester Avenue or any other dividing line in this city. On the South Side, Mike Lowe, WGN News.